Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So, what are we doing today? So, we have been working on Squeaky 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 Chair, Feast of Legends, the Clapback Edition. And I thought about it, and overall, I don't think there's much more we can do with it. If we look here, we can see that... where are you? A lot of our big think classes have been processed, let's say. So what I can do now, really, is I can go through and do more and 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 more. But I don't think that will... I don't think anyone gets anything out of that. So overall, I could work on it some more. I could play around with it some more. But I really don't want to, because it's Feast of Legends. And I hate this game, as seen by my brand new Be Right Back screen. Ta-da! It's beautiful. I know. And it'll be used exactly once today. So, what are we going to be doing today? I'm not just going to come on stream for 5 minutes and say I don't want to do it anymore and go away. Nope, we're going to do some cleaning. And what does cleaning mean? That means we're going to take everything that needs to get moved around and move it around. So let's take these. Not exactly the most pulse-pounding experience in the world, but necessary to make sure everything looks the way it should. So what we're going to do is... Now, I was debating on making, fantasizing this, fantasy moding this. I thought about it, and ultimately speaking, it didn't... The amount of effort be put into it, it would literally be me just renaming things. I don't think that really wins. Like, that doesn't really do anything for anyone. So, instead I'm just going to make everything nice and pretty. And call it there. I will also dedicate myself to making the next game. Also, this is heresy to some people, turkey and chicken meat, but we do what we must, and... Okay, so... I could probably add more, but I don't want to, because it's a whole lot of work for something that really doesn't deserve it. But I think we fixed up a lot of things in this game so far. You can see, oh, geez. Oh, geez, why are you that way? Normal text, there we are. See, this is why we double check everything, folks. So, perfect. Let's make sure all of this is the way it should. Yeah, I think this... you know what? Let's move around the campfire. Google Docs, do what I want you to do for once. Please. Please. I beg of you. So we're going to copy all of this. We're going to Control X. And we're going to scroll all the way up here. We're going to put it right after advancement. Maybe wondering why are we putting this right after advancement? For two reasons. One, to make it a little bit easier for anyone who wants to make enemies. They can easily more refer back up to the equipment section, as it, instead of being all the way down here, it's up here, as well as leading into the equipment section, rather than having to like go back up, go back up, go back up. So let me just do a double check here. Alright. So everything looks good here. So let's scroll all the way back up. Let's make it... I don't know if you could see that, but my light just flashed. Do not die on me, light. You have been so good to me. The light dies on me. This stream's going to get cut a lot earlier. Because I'm going to have to try to take my light down in the dark and replace it with things, which will be fun. It's not going to be fun at all. And I'm going to be in the dark a lot. And there's my squeaky, squeaky, squeaky chair. That or my electricity is going out. And if that's the case, things have gotten a lot more bad for me. So where were we? That's right, that's right. There we go, nice and pretty. Here's your all your information you need right off the bat. Just double checking some things to make sure everything's pretty. There's my phone, ring a ding ding ding. I've been keeping up with people about the Super Tuesday tonight, which is pretty big in the US. If you're not someone from the US, it's kind of hard to express, but this is a big day. So let's see, we got all the policies. Beef chicken sides, beef chicken sides. I could add 2 more for Dairy Queen, but I really don't want to. So let's see. Let's go through everything to make sure everything's nice and pretty. Oh, I never even fixed this up. So, oh, you don't need that. That was for a side project of mine that you've probably been reading and wondering, like, whoa, what the hell is that? That's for a side project I plan on doing. I've expressed what it is in previous streams, but effectively speaking, I'm doing a survey and a group of erotic role players to get a little bit of information out, because I have a strange desire to make a erotic role-playing focused game. Just because I'm utterly curious about it in general, because it's weird. And you may be saying, well, no crap, it's weird. You know, Notepad, it's fucking erotic role-playing. Yeah, but I'm still like, how does this actually work? You know, what would people want in this as kind of a universal? Because you you see things like, in the group that I'm a part of right now, I've seen things like Pathfinder, Exalted, Noblesse. D&D, of course, is always a big one, but it's like, huh? Why are you doing that? I mean, there's a lot better systems in place for, you would think, for something like this, but not really. Single target. Makes 13 or higher if they fail. I want to double check something. We are going down to ailments. We want 20 feet. Zippity zoop. Scroll all the way up here. We want to click, click. a value equal to 2 times where that is my beardy beer. Let's do this once more through all the classes to make sure everything is the way it ought to be. Make it all nice, right, and proper like. Oof. Oh yeah, I should note we are listening to 1 hour jazz music, coffee bar, instrumental lounge music, 446 by Soul Candle. Just to make sure that everyone knows that we are definitely on the up and up, and I cite my sources most of the time. So let's see, dance with me. Yeah, we'll make it more family friendly. I should really find a picture for right here. Let's see, do I have any wizards that I can use? I'll go to my character art folder. Fantasy. Let's see, do I have any? Let's see if I can find like a elf or something. Everyone likes elves, right? Everyone likes elves. I will say this about the Feast of Legends TM, but they have a very strong like human only focus. Like there's no other races outside of being human in the Feast of Legends. Like you're human or you're not. You just don't exist. Okay, so yeah, I think this one will work. I call this one Apple Witch. Let's move you up. Okay. Oh God. Okay, that's not how anything I wanted to do happen. Oh gosh. Oh golly. Oh golly gee willikers there, Batman. Okay, that's awful and everything I didn't want to happen. Okay, Yep, here we are. You may be wondering, why are you using anime? Because that's what fantasy art is. Majority of you, for a lot of the time, you're gonna find anime bullshit, or you're going to find either it's dark fantasy, and I'm like, I want something light, nice, and pretty, I guess. So I'll put one right here, and can I find another one? I thought I had another one from the series. I'll put that one. Jesus, I forgot how big these damn things were. We'll do that. Yep, anime as fug. There's nothing you can do to stop me. Because this is truly my hashtag clapback. There we go. Could probably move these up. There we are. They're now even. I like it when things are even, as all things should be. So there we go. We got some nice pictures there. We got this cute little picture of things with buddies eating. Everyone likes it. It's by Simon Sweetman. This is from Granbelm Fantasy, a gacha game that's really... the setting's really good. I'll give him that much. Have I actually played the game? Absolutely not, because I don't play gacha. You know, I've been to like debating on getting into like Arknights, I think it's called. Because I keep seeing ads for it. I'm like, I'm getting gradually more curious about this now. Do I have a piece of artwork for this? You know what? Let's do a little fantasy cooking. Oh, that's definitely a thing. That's a 4chan. This is a 4chan thread. That's fine. That's Beautiful Boy Car Adventure. That's... Let's see. Will this work? I like Granbelm Fantasy works. It's a... Oh god, no, it's not gonna work. Okay. Control Z. We do not want this. Well, let's go up. So let's do. Guess we're going down this route. There's one thing you will quickly learn about Japan anime is that they really like their cooking, and they most especially like their cooking isekai. If there's a chance where you can cook something in another world, oh hell yeah! You think they're gonna capitalize on that shit? Do I have literally anything else? Here, let's do the D&D. This has to give me something, right? That's an orc with a pie. Guess we're gonna use pie orc here. Hello, pie orc. For reference's sake, if you can't see this, it is... I don't know. It's on Pinterest. I just Googled it. Because Googling makes things a lot easier for everyone. Maybe saying, why are you stealing our org notepad? That's bad. I'm not gonna sell this off, fucking obviously. I'm not gonna be able to monetize this shit outside of Wendy's suing me into oblivion. Yeah, this isn't exactly like a highly marketable product. I'm doing this for my own ego, I guess. Hell, not even ego. I've lost more brain cells working on this than I would like to admit. Let's chop you up a little bit. Make you a little bit easier to conform. Oh god, no, made you too big. There we are. Just a smidge more. There we go. Everything looks good there. All your weapon damages are good. What I'm not going to do is I'm going to see if I have any mentions of decks. Okay, that's the one. Yeah, no mentions of decks. Everything is exactly the way it should be. Well, here we are. The Feast of Legends, the Clapback, has been, for all intents and purposes, finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it just Feast of Legends, the Clapback Edition. And let's see, we're going to go to word count right here. We have 73 pages and 13,772 words. If we go to our original copy, so if we go to Tools, Word Count, it kills itself to load. Oh God, please. So our original had 48 pages and 8,827. So we increased it, roughly speaking, if I bring up my handy-dandy calculator right here. 13,772 minus 8,827 equals, we added 4,945 words in addition to 48. I click every button wrong, maybe something will happen. And 25 pages worth of content with about 5,000 words. So that's about, if we're doing some more math times, because we love math, that's about 5,000 words divided by 25. That's about 200 words per page, which is pretty good. So overall, I think this project wrapped itself up nicely. I mean, it's always one of those things with certain sprugs, mostly when it comes to games that I'm not entirely 100% on, like Feast of Legends, is knowing when to take a step back and say, you know what, I am done. D-O-N-E, I don't want to do this anymore, and I'm okay with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace this image. Upload it from my computer. Let me see, does that actually show up? No, it doesn't. So I know a picture I'm gonna use. Oh, I'm going to use there we go. SPRUG Workshop, Feast of Legends, the Clapback Edition. I hate you and your game. So here we are. The new and improved version. And with that, we are... I hit that nice little reset button here. And, well, we're done with this. We're done. We don't got to worry about it anymore. But you may be wondering, what are we going to do now? N-O-W. Yeah, I can spell. I swear. I'm not having a stroke. What do we do now? We could work on Starved Legends Crash Diet Edition, but that was always kind of a meme unto itself. So instead, we're going to go back here, things Notepad Anon wants to do. I'm going to scroll all the way down here. Our various finished projects that either I worked on or... and we said in March we're going to work on Feast of Legends, the Clapback Edition, so let's make that go away. And we're now going to work on Granbelm. So, looking here, let's go to right here. We're going to look at Granbelm, Dancing in the Midnight Realm. So, let's open up everything here. These are my prelim notes. For every game I make, I do a thing of prelims. And what is my these are really my prelim notes. These are just me writing down what I kind of want to see and what I kind of don't want to see. And as well as some of my just kind of notes and such. Sometimes I have kind of like, these are my goals and what I plan to do. If I go back to, say, where was a good one? Use Fate Lonely Dance, for example, here. What I like to do, and if you do plan on making a game, either using kind of the SPRUG format or doing your own kind of game, is if you go up here, get your preliminary notes, and what's your primary goal and your various sub goals. Things that I like to do, my primary goal is usually pretty broad, and usually my sub goals are things that I want to see in a game. Granbelm, I would say its primary goal was to make a mecha game first and foremost, and then a magical girl game on top of it. So, here, give me 1 second. I'm actually going to change the name of the stream because I'm going to be I'm writing a game about magical girls and mechs. SPRUG. Watch. Granbelm. There we go. So, what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to do like what we have been doing, and I'm going to go through, and I'm going to see what needs to get fixed. So, let's go through everything. So, you go to preface. I'm actually going to split this up right now so I don't lose my mind. Granbelm, Dancing in the Midnight Realm. GDMR is played with a full set of dice up to a d20, 3 to 5 players, narrator, and a crippling desire to watch magical girls suffer. The character attempts an action with a chance of failure. A check is called. Oftentimes a check is opposed, meaning that the second character or target rolls dice equal to their current beat and attempt to reach or surpass one another. In these situations where static number is needed, a target number is set by the narrator. In the real world, characters need to roll their attribute in d4s, while in the illusion, they'll need to roll their current beat die plus attribute. This may need some work. So I'm going to actually mark that in red. So, things to do in Granbelm. Dancing in the Midnight Realm. Midnight Realm. In/out of illusion actions. Alright. It's because it's hard when you're building a game from the ground up to be one thing. Mostly because in the series, if you didn't ever watch the series, which I recommend, if the initial pitch sounds interesting to you, you might enjoy it, but if it doesn't, don't bother. But the basic idea behind it is that you're not really dealing with the outside part, you're always dealing with in the illusion, so it's like, but what happens outside of the battle royale situation is also kind of important, so it's like, oh no, which one do I deal with, what do I go with, oh no, I don't know, so I kind of compromised. So, let's see. World of Granbelm, Mage's Vault Seal of Magic into Magicantus, a giant and arcane working that kept magic out of the world to protect it from the wiles of ancient mages. Magic Celestia Dads. Descendants still vying for power. The sealed magic through the personal game Magicantus holds. Granbelm. It's been centuries since Magicantus has been sealed. However, Granbelm still continues bringing more contestants into its deadly game, waiting for one to claim victory, letting it unseal itself fully. The winner of Granbelm becomes Princeps Mage, a powerful, if not all powerful, being that has the power, which has power, actually has sway over the reality warping magic of Magicantus. Amplifying their own power tenfold, a regular magician can obey the laws of the world or edit them slightly, while the Princeps can simply rewrite them. Or not. Granbelm, for all its posturing as the next Magical Girl franchise, kind of falls on its face with a lot of plot holes and mediocre world building. I'm not going to say that it's a flawless work. For fuck's sake, it's a 13-episode seasonal anime original. Do what you want with the setting, as the setting exists to produce stories of young mages fighting each other in a magical illusion. Have fun, produce something fun. So yeah, this is my opening preface to say. I'm going to actually remove that. Let's be a little bit more professional here. That this setting doesn't really have a setting, per se. And you may be wondering, what do you mean by that? What I mean by it is that for all of its deep lore moments and all of the things, it's just like, okay, time, are we ready for some lore? Let's get some lore in. Let's do it. We're going to make the next big franchise. It doesn't really do it. It tries really hard to set everything up, but it kind of falls on its face at the same time, and it's like, oh no, what are you doing? Please stop it. So, what we're going to do here, these are kind of what participants are few and far between, even fewer when it's considered the majority of them are younger girls, have been trained since birth. In some cases with the full knowledge of the magical world. Characters in Granbelm are just regular individuals thrust into a situation of immense responsibility and power, with the only the daring and willing successfully making it out alive. The girls who fight oftentimes find themselves in the center of far more dangerous experiences. Participants fall into 4 distinct categories: familial mages, these girls all trained from birth as family magicians, actively and fundamentally know the stance of the promised few. These girls hermetic, girls trained in a more obtuse and ritualistic manner. While they lack finesse and control over their powers, the world is practically their bandied about. Actually, I should put that parenthesis. Practical is often bandied about. Girls self-trained or worse, not trained at all, who find themselves drawn to the illusion from bad luck or intense desire to be part of something. These girls really know about Granbelm and the rules. So, I'm going to put this as a note here, is flesh out the participants of Granbelm. We'll go through maybe what, maybe once. City streets, tons of cars. Flows with the natural understanding that character uses a bit of magic to make some plants grow, but to other people of the world, those plants were always growing and there is no change. Characters attempting to use larger, more impressive magic in front of people find themselves unable to conjure the most basic spells or abilities. The magical blank space that is produced leads to a few moments of bizarre circumstances. As characters find themselves drawn deeper and deeper in the Granbelm, the mystic energy surrounding it, their connection to the mundane world slowly begins to wane. At best, the self they have created starts to fracture and dissipate. Who they are starting to fall apart as parts of their life seemingly start to clumber around them. At worst, they become a non-person who exists in the quasi-state of existing and not existing. Schrodinger's magical girl, one could say. During this state, the character must strive to fight and become the princess mage, or their very being may become little more than a passing feeling of deja vu to someone. Also, I should preface this. I'm actually going to put this in the title. Spoilers. Shit's going to be spoilers. There's going to be a lot of spoilers about Granbelm, because obviously I'm going to be talking about fucking Granbelm. Alright, so Maggie constitutes a fickle being that the more malign intelligence rather than honest entity wants to be released and wants power. Illusion is playground torment and joyous puppets dance their deadly waltz. You also will notice that I frequently use dancing and like singing as a pretty common metaphor, or kind of a way to see things. You think like beats, dancing in the Midnight Realm, for God's sakes. That's because there's this weird. There is a thing throughout the series is that sound, that music, is a very present thing throughout, as all the characters control them via strings. There's one character who looks like she's almost playing a piano when she's making things. There's a lot of music involved with it. Was that completely intentional on the director's path to cast the distance and sounds and to bring parallels? No, probably not. It was probably just looked cool. So I use it as kind of a unifying factor in some cases. So don't question it too badly. That's guys, bastardization of surrounding landscape, as well as magical currents allowing the characters activate and summon forth their Arminox character inside the illusion, not present on their own. Frequently reappears where they departed or location they feel most comfortable with. This was the common joke throughout like the entire series, even when it was just like we're serious now, being the main character would come back to the real world naked, often in bed with someone. Don't question it. Just go with it. It's a part of the world, and we're dealing with it. Some violently ejected from the illusion, oftentimes bruised and battered. Some simply don't come out. They're being phased out of existence as if they never were, but simply a figment of the character's imagination, slowly being forgotten even then. Alright, so, here we go. Magical Girls and Mecha, character creation. 0 to 10, 0 being poor and 10 being a paragon of the attributes. They have aptitude, natural intelligence to use technology and understand the flow of battle. Natural tactician, agility, dexterity, and hand-eye coordination. A character with high reflexes, magic. Also, one thing, I try to make a point of not using anything from the show because there's actually like no fan art of this show. Not surprised, but I used a lot of like magical girl OCs or magical girl. I just typed that in, or mecha later on. You'll see. Let's see. Aggression as well as takes hits as well as they deal them, as well as they fix, as well as they strike back. A character with low physical, sickly, and weak frame. Some may describe them as waifish or even reserved. Nerves, character's ability to manage, deal with mental pressure of battle. Observation, understand tricks, expression. So I went with a system of just making created characters or random characters. And yeah, I'm gonna have to probably fix this part. So I might dedicate myself, so I'll type in dedicate to created / random characters. Part of me wants to do one and the other half of me wants to do the other. What I may do is tie it to their background. That could be actually a fairly interesting kind of that family. If you're a family, you're going to be able to pick all your attributes right off the bat. Like, you've been trained almost to do these specific things, but if, like, the further you go down, you have less points, but you get a little bit of randomization in each of them. Like, you may get more, you may get less until you hit, Lost Magician, which is just roll 1d10 for every attribute and hope for the best. You might get 10s across the board. You might get 1s across the board and be hopeless. Who knows? They didn't know they had a magic. The very fact that magic proves their magical lineage of characters created. Choose one focus. This is their family tradition or personal magical personality. A focus can be something specific, such as flowers, or something broad as light. Mundane world, the character can focus their magical energy to manipulate their magicians and focuses. Rewrite. I'm just gonna have to rewrite this entire section because it's awful. Rapid advance of magical power of the mages in question, forcing their bodies to absorb more mana and energy to compensate for the mana that surrounds them. Pick up a new focus every stage of Granbelm, which that's really it. It was just like magical stuff happening. Like, this is more to use in the outside world, and that's kind of the issue. My friend's telling me that grappling rules are fun. I'm going to tell him to fuck off, because grappling rules in any game are awful, and all are terrible, and I hate them. History and reactions, for multiple reasons. I put a footnote in here, but I actually didn't make it a footnote. You know I was rapidly losing faith in humanity when I was doing this. As the relationship grows, the characters have the relationship to gain die value and steps associated with the intensity of that relationship. 0 to 6 and 1. So, how the relationship system kind of works, it is to make sure that you are always wanting to build that relationship up with people. Because, mind you, all it says is the intensity of that relationship. That doesn't mean friendship or anything. For my example in the show is Ernesta and Anna, her adopted sister. Anna hated her, despised her. She would have a 6. It would be D20. She despises her adopted sister, and she will do anything in her power to hate her, kill her, and destroy her. They're not friends. And, kind of forging these things help you because you get to use more of your abilities. But that also indirectly means you only have 7. You only effectively can have 7 key relationships. So what I might do is expand the relationship mechanics. Question mark. So, sections possessing durability. A section is a part of the Armanox that the participant can attach to their console. Weapon, propulsion, and spells too. An Armanox can theoretically have infinite number of sections. However, when designing an Armanox, you must design to connect with one another. Each part of the Armanox is paid by spending mana to edit and fix our Armanox up to the desired point. By starting characters, Armanox has 500 mana to spend on sections, their abilities, and tools. So, this is the Armanox creation system. The Armanox creation system is big, and there's a lot of it. And there's a lot of things here, so I had to compromise with connection points because someone, I can't remember who it was, pointed out that you could theoretically just endlessly attach torsos to each other and make yourself torso person. No. So I had to put in things like brute arm, slim arms, melee arm. I had to put in various slots and appendages and things like that. So you want to kind of pick and choose. So you can technically stack two bodies on top of each other and have a lot of torso room, but you always have a head with 3 connection points, just so you can attach guns to your head. Because, guns. I might add some more parts for the Armanox creation. So, one of the things with it is that you have that initial 500 and you have to invest it effectively in saying how tough each section is. And the stronger a section is, obviously, the more value you get out of it. So you kind of see here, this is my example one I used throughout called the Azure Rose. It's, as I put it in, oh no, oh god, everything's falling apart. So, oh no, oh get back. So Azure Rose here has a head with 75 health effectively, a geometric torso with 100 health, 2 brute arms with 50 health, and two walker legs with 45 health each. Then we have guns, otherwise known as weapons, and weapons are good because we really like weapons and we like doing a lot of damage with weapons. So let's take a look here. Our sample Arminox now needs an outfit themselves, dedicating 50 points to arming themselves. Ow. Yeah, enchantments kind of came off a little bit weird. I may do some stuff here to fix that because this is kind of bonkers. Enchantment ability is tied to any open slot in that Arminox tap into dimensional reserves. A die equal to their mana spent on a specific action. Assist blocking its action or adding a little bit more to the defense. Enchantment die can be tied to a specific action when the action is used. So let's see, brace. Okay. So we're going to have to clean up Arminox creation in general because it's kind of disgusting. So, and you know what? I don't like disgusting things. So we're going to do that. So we're going to actually kind of make more parts. A little side goal of cleaning up Arminox creation. Color scheme. You gotta add color scheme and random other fluffy bits of information because that's cool. Honestly, it's you're supposed to look cool in this because it's your giant floating power mecha, and it's like you don't want to be a giant floating power mecha. What are you, a loser? So let's see, 500 mana. You don't have access to all some power. And it's also at this level. Characters are blasting each other into dirt from the start of Granbelm to the very last deadly dance. No battles set out. Characters will need to continue to risk themselves to pay for any damages, so this may seem excessive, but I'll look at what it will look like at the end, most likely. My only fear here is that people will build themselves into, like, give them trap options and just, like, die immediately, so yeah, cleaning that up might be, I might give people, like, a savior mechanic and just kind of oh no, you got blasted out of the fucking sky, here, block, dodge. They're drawn to combat enhanced by it, even some revel in the dangerous high-octane violence. And their observation reflex together to determine the initial value. Choose the direction first, and then the order descends. Act on the same value with higher reflex acts first. If one player ambushes an enemy, they act first, rolling initiative. And the other party takes a defended position. The defenders act first before rolling initiative. For different actions, all characters start with a d4 as their beat die, and every unique action builds it up. So, d4, d6, d8, d10, d12, d20. By one step for the next action, when the character performs an action a second time, or performs a combo ender, their action resets their beat die to d4. So, you got your basic actions. Deal die plus aggression plus weapon minus evasion for range or brace for melee in damage. The enemy distributes the damage, because remember, each section is different, and you have to distribute all the damage. So melee goes to a single section, or split between two connected sections. Range can be distributed among any section. Roll die plus nerves, build up brace. Brace is automatically consumed when a melee attack connects. Cast, roll die plus magic minus evasion to damage the enemy and perform an effect on the enemy. Creation. Next time you may add a die to your next cast. Destroy an active spirit, equal lower die value. Dispel, destroy a magical circle, equal lower die value. Disruption, nerves, whoever loses, they lose their combo. Disruption's kind of a pain in the ass. I won't lie. Envision, do nothing but continues the combo. Evade, roll die plus reflexes, build evasion. The amount of evasion is reduced by the amount of damage it blocks. Refocus, roll die plus reflexes or observation. The new position in the initiative order. Move target toward a set piece. If the character fails, or move toward the set piece. Tactics, roll die plus aptitude first. Current die observable. When the current die increased by this time. Cancels their beat as well as beat of their target. Oh, did the music end? The music did end. So let's put on some more music, I guess, for at least a little while. Hi, Gordon Ramsay, teaching me about masterclass that I don't want to do. Here we are. Reloads, shield, cancels the next piece of damage from any source. Decide that unleash magic spell. They must decide what they are attempting to do. There are 4 classes of magic spells. Illusion summons, blast, buffs, and debuffs. Summon the spirit. The spirit in question is tied to the armor box and caster from multiple battlefield functions. They'll stay active as long as they are not countered or destroyed. Spirits perform their singular function every time the initiative value comes up. Offensive, defensive, hunter, ability. Clean up. Combat section. I'm just going to clean up this combat section a little bit. Instead of these, I might put this in like a table or something, make it just nice and pretty. Blast, bread and butter of the combat magician. Watch concentration of magical energy absolutely melt a character if they are invariably blasted. All magic circle creation die damage, either as a concentrated range strike or augmenting a melee weapon. So yeah, no, buffs and debuffs are forcing your opponent to either like make a crappy envision or make a mistake and then punishing them for it. That's all it really boils down to. So oh goodness, I don't want to look at you anymore. Go away. So let's see. Narrating. A handful of set pieces. My example illusion: as the full moon illuminates the sky, the light sky falls away, revealing only vast and endless ocean glittering with the starlight. The star knocks is summoned, the chill strikes, the deep and terrible cold it strikes at the heart. In this frozen ocean, characters duel for supremacy. Sub-Zero Ocean, D12. Any character that's thrown into the ocean takes the die value and while submerged sections emerging from the water. The character also has a die value as a penalty to their next action as they attempt to warm up. Anytime a character is not moving, the chill affects them, resulting in a die value, a penalty to their actions until they can move or heat themselves up. So, one thing to note is that there is actually no movement system in this game. It's literally just moving around and doing things. If you say, I don't want to move, you are moving so ridiculously fast that it's really hard to kind of say, all right, you've moved 200 kilometers this turn, or hey, you've rocketed past the battlefield. So it's kind of just set pieces, and that's all you can really work with. Have to book it, yeah. Unions, promising the victor or emerge. Don't worry about often more skilled or better equipped. All mana gained that night is shared among everyone, allowing a cool pair. This also means you can tap in all mana pools for upgrades. As a group, are you comfortable with one character having more upgrades than another? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, okay. We're going to need to flesh out unions. Effectively, what I'm thinking for unions is you are, as characters, going to want to work together, obviously. As players, you're going to want to work together, and that means forming your union to get more points out of each other. So you're going to do better. Pretty much if you're destroying people, you're getting mana. You're actively participating in the fight, you're getting mana to repair things. I used the Lance of Battle Mechs here as a good example for it. And one of the methods of play that I'm going to put in is effectively you not necessarily playing your character, you are playing the unseen hand guiding the character. So it's kind of that, oh, hey, this character has a good, completely valid reason to dissolve the union. All right, let me just move you out of the fucking way here, loser, and replace it with another character that I want to play. So playing with unions, what this is effectively, this entire section is going to be is this entire section right here, mana gain of the night. As a winner, distinct individual has climbed to the pile of records and slew their enemies to become the Princess Mage. However, the participants of Granbelm are easily defeated, as an Armanox get a massive amount of punishment for going down in flames. Each night of Granbelm lasts a total of 8 hours, tracked by a movement of the moon, allowing the characters to attack, evade, perform dangerous gambits to their foes. However, getting hurt and living another day is a valid tactic. In Granbelm, losing an arm today may be the key to survival tomorrow. A character can only be knocked out fully when one of 3 things occur. Not participate in a night. Command console, magic crystal is destroyed. When Armanox's head is destroyed, the character's command console in turn their magical energy. The very essence of their magical power is destroyed with it. No magic, the participant cannot enter Granbelm, thus straightforward method of dealing with them. With they're forced out of their Armanox or killed in the mundane world, the participant is knocked out of running for Princeps, if they're a corpse. Minor characters. I realize I made it 2d20 and only have 19, so flesh out minor characters. Let's see. Flesh out. Who wins? Who dies? Who tells your story? And yep, types of Granbelm. Write the entirety of types of Granbelm. So, the 3 types of Granbelm are kind of as follows. Let me just make sure everything is the way it ought to be. Is the Battle Royale is kind of the default way of doing things, and that's kind of following the show to a T. Is you all work together, fight enemies, kill problems, win, kill, fight, die. That's what a soldier should do, and be cool. And you are doing things in the attempt to become the Princess Mage and inevitably have to confront your friends as you try to win, or maybe you all negotiate, and the person who wins is the one who wins, or maybe not. So, Magical Girl Hunting is kind of the Battle Royale system kind of crystallized down. And what that is instead of saying we're fighting all together for warriors and glory, it's literally team versus team. It's a death match. It's a team death match instead of kind of that everyone's kind of like, oh, can I trust you? Can I, we got to work together to defeat someone bigger. No, it's like we're a bunch of battle lollies. We have to work together to make sure we can kill the other battle lollies, or that thought over there who wants to kill us all. It's very much a we are fighting to the death every time to see who can win. The final one is Puppet Masters. Puppet Masters is kind of the one I was referring to up above a little bit. And what that is implying is that you are not necessarily playing the girls themselves or the magicians themselves. You are playing the unseen hand behind it. And what with that, I would almost encourage people to have multiple characters doing various things. Like you only these 3 characters or 4 characters, however, are in your current party. They're the only ones in focus at this time, but maybe 2 players have 2 characters in a union doing something else. Maybe 2 other 3 others are in a union over there. And you're all kind of trying to compete against each other, but not really compete against each other. You just want your faction, dare I say, to win. So what happens if you encounter 2 of your characters together and they're going to start fighting? Maybe they don't. Maybe the unseen hand twists them away from each other, or they blow another character out of the sky, and suddenly one of your friends kind of stands up, and you're like, God damn it, why'd you kill her? And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you liked her so much. And it's like, yeah, that was one of my other characters. So it's kind of the fighting with each other, but to fight with each other, see who kind of comes out on top of a larger assortment. Kind of, it's everyone's playing their own hand. That's kind of the really weird one. Like, if you really want the Granbelm experience of make it kind of more unique, it would be that system in particular. Oh, shit. So, let's see, we got a pretty good list here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work in the in and out of illusion actions first. That's going to be our first priority. And that'll probably just be a small section of me saying, okay, if you are ever out of the illusion, this is what happens, and this is kind of how everything is going to work there. For there, I might then go for fleshing out the participants of Granbelm. I think that could really work. Then probably we'll be fixing up the relationship mechanics. If you've noticed, I don't want to touch the Arminox creation till last. So let's flesh out Union. Actually, before we flesh out Unions, we're going to have to flesh out combat a little bit. Fleshing out my inner character. I'm going to focus on minor characters before I flesh out the Unions, because these are kind of like your disposable fodder enemies, while Unions are kind of their own thing. So most likely it'll be make combat work, make fodder work, then make the Unions work. That kind of tie into both of these. This will probably be right at the end. And finally, we'll be cleaning up Arminox creation. And hopefully what the desire is we fix up these sections 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, let's put 3 there. We'll work on those roughly at the same time, or if we really want to do that. But once you fix these up, then you can fix this up a lot easier, because you'll have more parts to work with effectively. So let's Control C. We'll put these in the prelim notes. I'm going to make these a little bit bigger. We're going to make those 18. And here are our notes as of right now. So, starting off with absolutely no work being done outside some light work, we're 28 pages, 5,246 words. So, take your bets, everyone, of how big things are going to get. So let's go back to Granbelm, and we're going to Control C and make a copy. Here's going to be our base version of Granbelm. So we're going to be editing this one. But overall, so here's my various tables that I was using for each section. So we're going to be using that one quite a bit. So, well, everyone, thank you all for watching this far. Not a lot of Feast of Legends stuff, unfortunately, but we did get quite a bit of stuff done for Granbelm, at least the introduction to that. So hopefully everyone has a wonderful rest of their day. If you are on YouTube watching this, like, comment, subscribe. You know the rough of it. If you're on Twitch watching this later, leave me a follow. Something, I don't know. Love me. Because I'm incredibly lonely, and I'm going to continue working on this. Alright, everyone, thank you very much, and have a wonderful rest of your day.